So that guarding was another work that I was asked to do. And then the biggest opportunity or challenge was, what happened was that we were working to make this whole Rajneeshpuram city as a city, incorporated city. In order to make it as an incorporated city legally, there was a requirement to send them a petition by at least 180 American citizens with their signature that we want to turn this place, this ranch, into a city. Now, there were, of course, about 5,000 sannyasis there, but they were from all different countries. And from America also, but there were not 180 American citizens at that time at Rajneeshpuram. So again, how existence supports, somebody got an idea. I don't know who got the idea. They said, these street people, those who lie down in the streets, hanging around, drunkards, they beg, homeless people. These are the people, they are citizens. If we can bring them here and have them sign, maybe we can get a city incorporated. That was just an idea, but the idea was very interesting. So anyway, let us try. So I was sent with another sannyasis to New York, and they just took us. And in New York, sannyasis had already rented a flat, an apartment. So we reached New York, and our task was to bring these homeless people to the ranch. Now, how do you do that? First, you have to talk to them. Now, who will talk to them? They were just lying down there, half drunkard, half mentally disturbed, half who have ran away from the prison or whatever. They were just hanging around there. They wouldn't talk to you, naturally. So we said, no, this is not a good. So there will be something to have a link to connect with them. What shall we do? So we prepared sandwiches for them, peanut butter sandwich, cheese sandwich, and orange drink. So that at least we can give them to eat, so they must be hungry. And then we can maybe have a little connection or chat. And it started working. They started coming, talking to us. So we would tell them that we would like you to come with us. We'll take you free from here with us in a bus. You have to stay there. Your stay is free. Your clothes are free. Everything is free. You don't have to pay a single penny. You are our guest. We are taking as a. So somebody said, how far is Oregon? I said, it is 3,000 miles. He said, 3,000 miles? He said, we hardly ever go even 3 miles. We don't go. And you are taking us 3,000 miles. They had a little idea that these people are going to take us somewhere and they are going to do something wrong with us. I mean, they had a fear. Who will take 3,000 miles and free of charge, and everything is free, this free? There must be some racket, something. They had that kind of a funny idea. They wouldn't talk. They would refuse. Then what to do? Then somebody said that they have a leader there who sits there. He was quite a bulky man. And these are his, what we call, lackeys, his followers. If he tells them, maybe they will understand. So I said, okay. So we went to him. So he was seated there. So I said, sir, we are here to persuade your friends to take to Oregon. We will take care of them. They will be there. We'll feed them. We will clothe them, everything. Now, he would not look at you. He would do one thing. He had a pocket watch. So he would just do like this. And he would just look at the watch. He would not look at you. You can say whatever you want to say. And then after that, after a few minutes, he said, okay, take my photograph. No, we were not prepared to take a photograph. I didn't even have a camera. So I asked my fellow sannyasi, I said, will you please go to the market and get a camera? So he went to the market, got this Polaroid camera, if you remember, and that camera he brought. We took his picture, an instant picture. I gave it to him, And then he says, now pay me $50 for taking my photograph. I said, okay, if that's what you said. So I paid him $50. And then I don't know what science he did, or what he did, but those people, homeless people around him, they began to show the readiness to come with us. So we said, tomorrow is Thursday at 5 o'clock here in downtown. There will be Greyhound bus. It's one of the best bus company. Greyhound bus will be here at 5 o'clock and we leave 5 o'clock. So please make sure that you are here by 5 o'clock. Next day, these people were having sacks with dirty clothes, shabby clothes, their hair, their mouth was stinking because they were smoking, drinking, whatever. The whole demeanor was very different. As you know how street people are. So they just started coming and getting almost about 55 people came. In that, one guy, he also came. He had a sack on his shoulder and he had a little cage in which there was a birdie, a bird. So he just brought that little cage and his sack, and he came and sat down in the bus. And then he looks at the bird and says, hey birdie, you want to go to Oregon? No Oregon? No Oregon? Okay. He got off. If his friend says no Oregon, then he cannot go to Oregon. So he didn't come. Anyway, we started the journey at 5 o'clock. Now what happened was that as we were passing through Pennsylvania, it must have drizzled. So the road was a little slippery. They were not as firm as they should be. And our this bus drivers were very competent, good drivers. He was driving down, but there was another car on the another lane. He wanted to cut and go to another lane. So without being very careful, he started cutting the bus and going, and it was almost impossible because the bus could have hit him. In order to avoid that accident, naturally, the bus driver applied the brakes little firmly because he had to stop the speed. When he did that, the people who were sitting in the back, they just fell on each other because of the jerk. And they got so mad, they just started abusing and got up and came to the bus driver and they held his neck to kill him. And one of them says, you do this next time, you are a dead meat. Don't ever do this again. And I was trying to tell them, sir, please don't do that, sir. He will not do that again, sir, please. And he would just push me back. Another fellow sannyasi was just sitting there in the corner. He would not even come to help. Anyway, we persuaded them to calm down. They went back and we reached Chicago in the morning. And as we reached there were 12 people, at least 12 people, who didn't want to come to Oregon. They wanted to only come to Chicago. So they got up and disappeared. And we waited for them, but they didn't want to go with us. They just wanted to go to Chicago. Just got a free ride. Now, no other bus driver was willing to go with us because the whole story, these people, homeless people, he was trying to kill him and so on. Nobody was what to do. And where to keep these people, for 50 people, how to hold them. So I called our ranch, I called Rajneesh, and we had a whole law firm, kind of 13 top attorneys from different countries, top attorneys. So I called them. So they said, Vedant, don't worry, we'll take care. So they must have called the bus company, they must have talked, and they agreed, and a bus driver got ready. So he knew bus driver came, and he started taking us. As we were driving down, one guy suddenly got up. He said, open the door, I want to get out, So we said, how can you get out? Where will you go? This is a freeway. There is no place that you can stand or sit anywhere. It will be dangerous. No, open, otherwise I'm going to break the door. So I asked the driver, can you please find a bus stand nearby? He said, there is one, but you have to take a roundabout trip. It's a detour kind of. I said, do whatever you can, but let us make sure that this is dropped at the street. It was almost late in the evening. So naturally, the the manager, the stand manager, had locked the whole thing, and he had already almost gone to sleep. So we went, knocked at his door. He got up in his night dress and he started abusing like hell because we disturbed his whole sleep. We said, please, we are just requesting you, this our friend is here, he wants to go back to New York. Can he just sleep here? Just allow him to sleep here. This is his money for the ticket for the next New York bus. Whenever the next bus goes to New York, please make sure that he is in that bus and goes back too. So he took the money, he said, okay. So we dropped him there and we started further. Now what happened was that there was some kind of a revolt in the bus, kind of a revolt, because the point was very understandable. Now we were asked to serve them food, but only vegetarian food. That was a requirement, nothing else. So we would give them a cheese sandwich, peanut butter sandwich for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, all 3 times, and anybody can get upset eating same food 3 times a day. So they revolted, they said, find out some more different food for us, or we are going to get out of the bus and we are going to leave. Now that was a difficult situation, because if they go away, then our whole task is completely failed. So we said, you just hold on, let us reach to the next step. So the next step was next morning. So there was a restaurant there. So I went to the restaurant and I said, would you please allow my friends to get in, and whatever they want to eat, just feed them and I'll pay. He looked at because the story had already gone, that there is a bus with homeless people, and these people are like this type of people, and somebody wants to kill the driver and so on and so forth. So when he looked, he said, no, we will not allow them. I said, you know what, you charge double the money, but please feed them. I'll pay you double than what your charges are, but make sure that they eat. So he agreed. So we fed them. But I ran out of money, because all my money was given to this guy. So again I called Rajeshpuram, our office. They said, well, Vedant, don't worry. We'll send some people in the next bus stop and they will bring you cash, so don't worry about it. So I said, all right. So again we sat down. We reached to the next stop, that was in Idaho, Jyotima. There were 3 sannyasis standing there in orange clothes. They looked like angels to me. Looking at their faces was such an experience for me, because looking at these people's faces, listening to their abuses, their language, their behavior and all that, for 4 days and 3 nights I was there sitting on my chair. I didn't even have a single wink. For 4 days and 3 nights I was just seated there, because who knows what they might end up doing it. There was no way to figure it out. So all that was gone, because after seeing these people, I just felt so fresh. Immediately I hugged them and they said, Vedant, don't worry, here is money for you, and next time if you need, tell us. That's the last bus stop that we had, and the last our stop was Rajneeshpuram. So we reached Rajneeshpuram on the 4th day, about lunchtime or so. And then other sannyasis, they came, and then they started dealing with them, taking off their dirty clothes, giving them new clothes, showing them where to take a shower or where to go. A new arrangement were made for them to stay. Rooms were made for homeless people. So all this was done by other sannyasis. But this was my bus was the second bus from New York to Rajneeshpuram. There are other buses also that were brought homeless people from different places. Almost 5,000 homeless people were brought in the buses, almost 5,000. And just to make it a story short, of this 5,000, almost 1,500 stayed back, and remaining they wanted to go back. So we gave them the money wherever they wanted to go, the return ticket. So they left, about 3,000. But 1,500 of them, they stayed, and they lived there, and they enjoyed that. For the first time, they could see so much love from people, such friendly gestures, talking people friendly way. And whatever work they were, of course, manual workers. They couldn't do anything else. So in the garage, in the shop, or maybe on the farmland somewhere, or in a bakery somewhere, wherever they could do that. They adjusted themselves quite well, and they also went for meditations at the same time. Anyway, so this was the second experience, the main experience that I had between 1983 to 85, and